People have been enjoying chocolate as early as 1750 BC. In fact, ancient civilizations were so fond of it that they used chocolate as medicine and even in religious rituals. Today, chocolate is enjoyed worldwide, with companies shipping out over 3 million tons of it every year. So how did this come to be? Our journey begins in Africa, a region that once housed the Mayans, the first people to unlock the secrets of the cacao tree. This wasn't due to any special detective skills, but rather the unique geography they inhabited. You see, cacao trees need very specific conditions to thrive, temperatures around 25 degrees Celsius and humidity above 80%. Such conditions are only found in certain places along the equator, one of which the Mayans occupied. To this day, the majority of the world's cacao supply still comes from these equatorial regions, and the process of harvesting cacao has changed very little since the time of the Mayans. Cacao trees are incredibly delicate, and the cacao pods don't simply fall to the ground when ready. They must be carefully cut off, pod by pod. This is tough work, and even after harvesting, the beans must be manually extracted from the pods, which are encased in sticky white pulp. At this stage, the cacao beans look nothing like chocolate. They first need to go through a crucial process, fermentation. The beans and pulp are placed in fermentation boxes, covered with banana leaves, and left for 3 to 9 days. This process is vital for eliminating the pulp, killing harmful bacteria, and developing the beans' characteristic brown color and flavor. Once fermented, the beans are laid out in the sun to dry. This step removes moisture and prevents the growth of mold or bacteria while also enhancing the beans' flavor. After drying, the beans are ready to be shipped off to factories around the globe. Upon arrival, the beans are inspected by a team of quality assurance officers. They cut the beans to check for the right color and texture. Once approved, the beans are sent to a specialized processing plant where they're roasted, setting the stage for the final transformation into the beloved chocolate we know today. First, the cacao beans are placed on screens and then into revolving cylinders, where heated air is blown over them for 30 minutes to 2 hours. During this time, the moisture in the beans is reduced from about 7% to just 1%. The roasting process also triggers a browning reaction, causing over 300 different chemicals in the cacao beans to interact, which begins to develop the rich flavor we associate with chocolate. Once roasted, the cacao meat or the nib separates easily from the shell, known as the husk. This separation is done in a machine called a winnower, where vibrating shells sift out the nibs, and the husks are blown away by a fan. The precious nibs are now ready for the next step. The nibs are then ground into a deep, dark brown paste. At this stage, the mixture resembles a thick syrup, commonly called chocolate liquor. This liquor has a strong aroma similar to alcohol. If the goal is to make cocoa powder, the liquor is treated with an alkaline solution, which darkens its color, mildens the flavor, and reduces clumping. The alkaline-treated chocolate liquor is then defatted, removing large amounts of cocoa butter. What remains is a solid substance called pressed cake, which is broken down, crushed, or sifted to produce cocoa powder. The removed cocoa butter isn't discarded, it's a crucial ingredient for making chocolate candy. It's mixed back into the chocolate liquor in a process called conching, which gives chocolate its smooth texture. Depending on the type of chocolate being made, ingredients like powdered milk, sugar, or vanilla are added. This practice was actually invented by Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter in 1875 when he created milk chocolate by mixing powdered milk, developed by Henry Nestlé, with the chocolate liquor. Now that the texture is perfected, the chocolate undergoes tempering, a process of slowly heating and cooling to alter the internal crystals. This gives the chocolate its signature snap and a uniform texture. Once tempered, the chocolate is poured into molds to form bars. After a final check to ensure there are no air bubbles and the bars are flawless, they are wrapped in foil or paper to stay fresh. These chocolate bars may seem small, but the industry generates up to $50 billion annually. And with that many chocolate bars, a lot of aluminum foil is needed to wrap them. Click here to discover how aluminum foil is made.